Well, they had 24 hours off. It's not the norm, but with the way the schedules fell this season, they played on a Saturday, and now they're playing on a Monday, just 48 hours before Christmas. But tonight, we will crown the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic champion, and the host, Defiance Bulldogs, will be playing for a chance to keep that trophy in their own case. Before we get to the championship game, we've got the Consolation Championship coming up, as it promises to be a good one as well. Anthony Wayne versus Bowling Green. Good evening, everybody, and welcome aboard DCTV Sports. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. A big thank you going out to our pregame sponsor, Estel Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance. Stop on out, check out their lot of great used and new vehicles. Tremendous selection of both. They know that everybody's on a budget, especially in today's economy, and I believe they're called cream puffs, not lemons, cream puffs. They're broken in, but not broken down. If you cannot get out there individually, you can always check out their selection online at drivebobestel.com. All right, Scoop, before we get to the meat and potatoes, we've got more than just a light appetizer. I say this is a heavy appetizer here this evening, as the Generals and the Bobcats, two NLL foes not unfamiliar with each other, but nobody wants to go into Christmas break on a loss. This is more than just pride on the line tonight.
Well, no question about it. You talked the fact that both these teams in the NLL, this is kind of a crossover game. Anthony Wayne, of course, out of the Buckeye division, Bowling Green in the Cardinal division. But again, a lot of pride on the line here tonight. You want to try to right the ship after a tough Saturday night.
Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of players that we are going to be keeping an eye on here this evening, and not the least of which, Cole Biebenharn. He averages nearly 13 points per ball game, 8.5 rebounds. He was very active, not just with, but without the basketball in their opening loss to St. Francis. This is a St. Francis team that has potentially 5 Division I players on its roster, and yet it was just a 3-point game at the intermission. Now, St. Francis did kick it into a second, actually a third, a fourth, and a fifth gear in the second half. But this is a Generals team that's very disciplined. They're not going to beat themselves. They want to wear you down, and he is one of their leaders.
Well, no question about it. He's a horse on the boards at both ends, and this is an Anthony Wayne team that has a lot of athleticism. So they're not going to back away from anybody. They have the ability to play above the rim. They are a physical team, and I think that's something that could hurt Bowling Green here tonight.
Yeah, he finished with 15 points, and I believe he was pushing a double-double that night. Blake Robeson, who was expecting to play at the next level as well, had 18. But one name that we didn't mention on Saturday afternoon was that of point guard Zane Kudzia. He finished with just 1 point. He averages near 15. I talked with Coach Arthur earlier this afternoon. They need him to be involved tonight.
Yeah, and I look for him to really step it up. Kind of an off night Saturday for him, but they have so much balance around. But when he brings his A game, when he puts points on the board, boy, this is a tough Anthony Wayne team to slow down. They can put up some big numbers anytime.
On the flip side for the Bobcats, again, will he play or won't he play? Their starting point guard, Josias Shannon, has been battling a nagging ankle injury all season long. I know you saw him last Friday night. He played a partial game. We saw him the next day, Saturday. He could only go the first 2 quarters and then had to sit. As he goes, really, so goes this Bobcat team. The question is, can he go?
Yeah, I'm not sure he'll be able to go, especially the fact that they got into the Consolation round. I look for him to maybe rest, try to get healthy for the meat and bones of the NLL season just around the corner.
On the flip side then, who steps up in his absence? The leading scorer without him on the floor is Antoine Lawrence. 13 points, 3 boards per contest. But it's not so much who steps up, it's what kind of looks will they get. In the later part of that loss to Defiance, I know that Coach, again, Mason Roth, thought their shot selection suffered a little bit. It's easy when you start to fall behind and you're having problems scoring to want to rush and get it all back at once, but that's not the way this Bobcat offense is built.
Well, I totally agree. It's going to be so important for the Bobcats to get off to a good start, because that's a team that really, when they try to play from behind, I saw that against a point on Friday night. They really struggled. They took maybe some ill-advised shots. They do have the ability to stretch defenses, but You don't want to just take the first 3. You need to take a good 3. I think that'll be very important for Bowling Green here this evening.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll continue to break it down. It is the Consolation Championship, the first of 2 here this evening from the Dog Pound. It is the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic. It will be the Bobcats versus the Generals, and more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Welcome back to the Dog Pound, Defiance High School Gymnasium. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as the Bob Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. We are still about 30 seconds away from the JV championship game finishing up, so that means we'll have about another 15 minutes. So how do you spell Phil? Balbinot Miller. Let's go ahead and break this one down. We're doing so 6 ways from Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. But this is what we try to give you, not just a cursory check, but a little bit more meat on the bone. Let's go ahead and talk about both teams' styles. And I think in today's run-and-gun attitude, a lot of motion or continuity offenses, that does not describe either of these two teams. They do have some of that, but you're going to see more sets. I think you're going to see a little bit more read and react here this afternoon, and you're not going to see, not that both teams won't run if they have the opportunity, but to force it is not what either of these two teams are made out of. I think if you probably had to say it, on Saturday we talked about what Defiance wanted to do against Bowling Green was the antithesis of what Bowling Green wanted to do. Likewise with the, Anthony Wayne versus St. Francis. But today with similar styles, I think maybe what's Baby Bear's porridge? Maybe medium salsa today instead of hot or mild. It'll be interesting to see who's able to establish the tempo, at least early on.
Well, I think that's going to be really important. Bowling Green is a team that typically more than half their shots are going to be from behind the arcs. They love to stretch defenses. They will get out, run if they can. When I saw them Friday night, the shot clock was not a factor, trust me. So But I think I look for them to maybe try to get into some half-court sets, maybe try to shorten the game down a little bit against an Anthony Wayne team, and we mentioned has so many athletes, is very deep.
Well, and Anthony Wayne on the flip side moved so well without the basketball, especially in the first half against St. Francis. That was just a 3-point game, 27-24. I know Coach Arthur was wincing when I talked to him about it. They probably, maybe even should have, had the lead going into the intermission. He said they left easily 8 to 12 points off the board with missed bunnies. Now, I guess the silver lining there is you get good looks, especially moving towards the basket, layups, but the key is you have to finish.
Yeah, you have to finish. You look a whole lot smarter as a coach when that ball goes in the hoop. So, they do run some good sets. They've got the athletes to do it. But, again, when you get those points around the rim, you have to finish. You can't leave points on the table, especially when you're playing the likes that they did in that first round against the St. Francis team, as you mentioned, has so many potential D1 players on it. The team that's still undefeated, the team that's going to make a deep run this year.
Also, another thing that Anthony Wayne does well is shoot free throws. So they've got, I had it here, and trust me, we will find it over the course of the broadcast, but I believe 4 of their 5 starters shooting 70% or better from the free throw line. So if you put them at the line, it's almost a given.
Yeah, that's an important part of high school basketball. When you can cash in from the foul line, boy, that makes it tough on opposing defenses because you can't just foul to foul anymore. You have to use your fouls, in a good way where you're not constantly putting teams in line because let's face it, when Anthony Wayne gets to the foul line, they're going to cash in, and there's no secret to high school basketball. When you get more points from the foul line to your opponents, usually you win about 70% of your ball games.
Well, and here's a situation, too. We talked about it with Shannon most likely being out for Bowling Green. Who steps up? Lawrence averaging 13 points primarily in Shannon's absence, but he can't do it by himself. If you are the Bobcats, you've got to find a second, probably even a third scorer tonight.
Yeah, I think that's something Coach Mason Roth is certainly trying to find early in the season here, trying to find the right buttons to push, trying to figure the piece of the puzzle. But he is going to go with some youth. They're going to be times they're going to have a couple freshmen, a couple sophomores on the floor, so a very inexperienced Bowling Green team, but they certainly have a high upside, but some of these young kids are kind of getting thrown in the fire, and boy, will they get challenged tonight here against the Generals.
Well, this gives you any idea. Bowling Green through this point in time of the season is only averaging 45 points per game. Now, a lot of coaches will tell you if you can hit that 50-point mark as long as you play good defense, you should feel comfortable about being in a game, if not your chance to win it. Obviously, with a team like St. Francis, and Jamie Kashmarek was a little coy when I asked him what's your line of demarcation. If you score X number of points, you feel confident about getting out of the gym with a win. And he goes, we really don't care. He goes, how many do we need to score? 1 more than the opposition. I said, Bobby Knight would be proud. You gave a response without giving an answer. But for Bowling Green, it really holds true. They are not built to win a shootout.
No, and that's going to be so important tonight. So they're going to have to really connect on those open looks from beyond the perimeter. We mentioned how they really love to shoot the three. They come in averaging over 22 three-point attempts per game. They score about 21 points from behind the arc per game, so that's almost half their offense.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to get some points in the paint here tonight, maybe from their defense, maybe some second chance points, maybe from some sets, but they have to do a better job of kind of balancing out that interior game with that perimeter game. If they do that, they've got a chance to battle Anthony Wayne here tonight.
Well, the junior varsity championship game has finished up. They now have the clock running at just over 13 minutes before we get set for the Consolation championship for the varsity. When we come back, we'll get you the keys to the game and your starters. It will be Bowling Green and Anthony Wayne. Don't you go anywhere. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues from the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic, and it's happening here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
You are looking down on the Dog Pound, Defiance High School Gymnasium, as we have hit the Consolation Championship of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic, as the Bobcats of Bowling Green at 2-5 overall, taking on the 3-2 Anthony Wayne Generals. Nobody wants to go into the Christmas break on a loss. You don't want that bitter taste in your mouth, but only one team's going to be able to do so, and we will wait and see here in about 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Time now for your keys to the game. Brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. The Generals will be the home team. So Scoop's going to give the keys to the game. Well, those were the Bobcats. We can give them in either order. There are the Generals. Scoop, fire away.
Well, for Anthony Wayne, they're going to have to contest shooters. We talked about how Bowling Green loves to kind of live behind the arc. They're going to take a ton of threes. It's going to be important for Anthony Wayne. You're not going to shut them out from behind the arc, but what you have to do, you have to have high hands, good closeouts, make them shoot maybe a little quicker than they want to, maybe a step beyond their comfort zone. I think that'll go a long way for a general victory. I think the other key is for Anthony Wayne is rebounding. Bowling Green is a team that comes in -5 in rebounding margin. I think this is an area that the Generals can exploit the Bobcats in, so I look for them to really be aggressive, attacking the offensive glass, trying to win that second chance points battles. If Anthony Wayne can execute in these two areas, they can move to 4-2 on the season.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Bobcats. Again, at 2-5, they are struggling to find offense. What do they need to do today?
Well, it's going to start with being strong with the basketball. They really have to value the basketball, minimize those turnovers, especially those live ball turnovers that end up in runouts and 3-on-2 break opportunities for your opposition. I think the second key is, it's no secret, they've got to knock down open looks. We mentioned the fact they're going to shoot plenty of threes. For them to be competitive against this awfully athletic Anthony Wayne team here tonight, they're going to have to knock down those open looks and get them. They're going to have to get some three balls out of transition off that secondary break. And if they can execute in those areas, this could be a dandy, and Bowling Green could end a long losing skid here tonight.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Time now for your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company. proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starters for the Generals, led by head coach Josh Arthur. Again, they were in the first half of their opening game on Saturday against still unbeaten St. Francis. It was 27-24, but man, the third 8 minutes just destroyed any hopes en route to a 69-48 loss. Now this is Bowling Green, so let's go ahead and bring up Anthony Wayne, please. There we go. Anthony Wayne. Zane Kadzia. Again, we talked about it. Their point guard has been averaging just under 14 points per game, 3.5 boards, and 2.5 assists. He was held to just 1 point in that game, and Coach Arthur says they need him to establish himself. Blake Robeson, he is most likely going to be playing, but it's just a matter of which Division II college he wants. Virtually the entire GLIAC, the entire GMAC are all hunting on this guy. He is an Alpha. He scores 14.5 points on average per ball game. Again, he had 18 in that loss to St. Francis. Cole Biedenharm, he is about 6'4", and he plays much bigger. Actually, they list him at 6'6", so that's probably a little bit more accurate on the second roster I've got here. But again, Biedenharm had 15 in that first game against St. Francis. He's an excellent free throw shooter. Jackson Urinovich, 6.5 points, 5 boards. And then Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor at the small forward. Mason Taylor standing in, let's see here, at 6'2.5. He is a junior, and Taylor averages 8 and 4 per contest. Those are your starters for the Generals. Let's go ahead and take a look at your starters for the Bobcats. Parker Jackson. We'll wait for him to come up. There we go. Parker Jackson Grazier. Again, he had 6 points in that first game. He had 4 of those in the second half. He tried to step up, but it's just been so tough. He averages about 5 per game. But again, just not the number one option in the offense. We'll see if he maybe picks it up a bit. Thomas Meek, again, a senior. Thomas Meek standing in at 6'3". Meek went scoreless in the opening game against Defiance. Antoine Lawrence, we talked about him. He's averaging 13 points in the absence of starting point guard and leading scorer Jasius Shannon. Shannon again had 9 points, about 7 below his average, and he is not listed to start here this evening. Rounding out the starters, Sam Wiles. Wiles had a 3-pointer in the third quarter. Wiles averages 3 points per ball game. And Brennan Howard. Howard averaging 2.5 points per contest. Howard, a 6'1" senior. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. Just under 4 minutes before we tip off the Consolation Championship. It is the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic live from the Dog Pound, Defiance High School. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Shoot around has finished. Ball's going back into the warm-up cages. And both teams heading to their respective benches as we are under 45 seconds before we tip off the Consolation Championship of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic in Defiance. You see the officials. I don't know if we can zoom in on them a little bit there at the scorer's table at half court. Or we can show you the back of Anthony Wayne. As the officiating crew here this evening can vaguely make them out. There we go. Give them excellent. Give them some props as our crew tonight got an experienced group. Steve Trout, Reyes Ramirez, and Eric Schwab. And are we going to have the national anthem, or are they going to wait for the championship game? It looks like they may. Either way, we can tell you that the national anthem is courtesy of the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families. If you have a question or would like to learn more about information that you might be eligible for, log on to defiance-county.com/veterans office. That's defiance-county.com/veterans office. Or you can give them a call at 419-782-6861. It's 419-782-6861. Oh, just like being in Chicago in the 90s. They're queuing up the Alan Parsons Project, Eye in the Sky. The lights have not been dimmed. We don't have the strobe. I'm going to be honest. I'm hard-pressed to think of a better pre-game intro than what the Bulls. Now, granted, the Bulls were just the best team, not just in the nation, in the world for what, the better part of that decade. But, man, they knew how to market.
Yes, they did.
Well, one of these two teams is going to pick up a much-needed win going into the Christmas break. And then it's time to practice. Coach Arthur mentioned it during his post-game comments on Saturday. The players want to play. Coaches want to practice. And there's going to be plenty of time for not just these two programs, but just about everybody across the state of Ohio to get some much-needed practice in over the next week to 2 weeks.
No question about it. Every kid out there wants to play, so that's the great thing about this tournament. Even though they're not in a championship game where they wanted to be, they get a chance to kind of right the ship. Anthony Wayne had a 3-game win streak snap on Saturday. They want to get a W going into the Christmas break, and of course, Bowling Green is on a 5-game losing skid right now. They would like nothing better for Christmas than to end that skid and get a W here tonight against their rival, the Anthony Wayne Generals. Anthony Wayne has won the last 3 games of this series. Last season, AW defeated BG 52-51 in White House.
Wow.
And 2 years ago, they were able to sweep Bowling Green 62-58, 65-57. So all 3 of those games decided by single digits.
We are getting set for tip-off. In the center circle, it will be Biedenhorn for Anthony Wayne. And we had a change. Levi Kello looks like he is in the starting lineup for the Bobcats. Ooh, very physical and, again, completely unintentional. But the question is, who's this foul going to go against? It's going to be Lawrence. Yep, number 2 for Bowling Green, Antoine Lawrence.
You can see Anthony Wayne right away. They're trying to establish the paint. They're attacking the interior early, trying to use some of that strength and physicality to their advantage.
Biedenhorn, very physical. Was told leaning towards Owens Community College after graduation to play ball, but still undecided. He's got some sniffs from some Division III colleges. And he can score in multiple ways. He's hanging out in the far corner right now, and kind of an ill-advised pass, but Johnny on the spot on the weak side, and that's just a tough move to muscle up by Jackson Uranovich.
Good job that time, Uranovich, to get points in the paint. You could tell they were attacking that 1-3-1 zone defense aggressively, and it pays off.
And we saw this again on Saturday. It's kind of a cross between a 2-3. They did run some 1-3-1, but this right now looks to be more 2-3. But a zone nonetheless being employed by the Generals.
Yeah, I think that's how you want to defend Bowling Green. You want to make them get awfully comfortable taking deep threes, take away the drive. And there's an excellent block that time by Biedenhorn.
At the other end, quick 3, and well, they'll take it if they're open, and Blake Robinson drails a premier bank 3.
Robinson, a proven scorer, and here's a steal and a run-out opportunity for the Generals.
2-on-1, getting back, and that's going to be the second quick foul on Antoine Lawrence as he prevents the easy layup, as Kadzia will be heading to the charity stripe.
Great job by that General defense. That time they did a little trapping half-court defense there. It paid off. They got the double team. They got the steal and the run-out in the first of 2 by Zane, up and in. Again, double-digit score, 12 points per game. But he also sees the floor very well, and there he connects on the back end as well. Quick 7-0 start here, a minute and a half in.
And look at this pressure. Looks like a 1-2-2. Bowling Green does a good job of going over the top of it. That was a rushed, even a forced shot by Wiles. Quick outlet at the other end, fading away, and a clean block by Meek. And this one out of bounds. It will go to the Bobcats.
Tremendous hustle play by Thomas Meek that time, the senior. Anthony Wayne had a nice outlet pass. Looked like they're going to get an easy lay-in. Meek makes a tremendous play.
Trap at half court. Look over the top of it. They had Wiles wide open in the low blocks. Ill-advised half pass, half shot by Gherkin is swatted away. And here we go at the other end. It hangs on the iron and falls. The and one coming for Zane Kadzia.
Great job by Kadzia. Right now you can see Anthony Wayne is releasing Kadzia there. Kind of cherry picking a little bit, but it's part of their game plan. And their guys have done a nice job of controlling the glass, getting that ball an outlet, and Mason Roth is going to burn a timeout here.
A 9-0 run to open up the game, potentially 10, with Kadzia getting ready to try the three-point play. We will keep it here as it's a 30-second timeout. Again, looks like calm but intense in that zoom in there. Get him in tight. Absolutely. We'll try and see Coach Mason Roth with the instructions to his team.
Yeah, right now, Bowling Green down 9-0, and they have not gotten off a clean shot. Both shot attempts have been blocked. You combine that with a turnover. You combine that with the fact that A.W. got the opening tip. A.W. scored on every possession in a quick 9-0 start here. And right now, Kadzia trying to make it 10-0 here as he goes for the and one.
Kadzia, 75% free throw shooter. He's 100% so far on the night as he's now 3 for 3, and it's a 10-0 start to the ball game for the Generals. Quickly breaking the press and a quick shot. Wiles had an open corner three, but it's one and done. Anthony Wayne just owning the glass. And speaking of threes at the other end, long board kicks out to Jackson Grazier. Ooh, he dribbles that ball off of his foot, but he had a little help, and that's going to be the first foul of the evening against Anthony Wayne. Looks like it's going to go against Robeson.
Well, right there is what Bowling Green is going to need to do. They're going to need to attack the glass, try to play downhill. They can't just settle for the quick three. I think they want to attack, go inside out if necessary.
Right now, Bowling Green just needs a good offensive series. Still struggling to find their first points of the night. On the drive, nifty look. That's a good shot. You tell him to take that again, don't you?
Yeah, I think you do. That's a good shot every time down. They had rebounders in position, but good box out by the Generals.
Great ball movement right now by Anthony Wayne, and the extra pass goes down low, and Mason Taylor is now in the books as 4 of 5 Anthony Wayne starters are now in the books.
And how about that nifty pass from Robeson there, dropping a dime there across the lane.
Pump fake, almost a step back three as Caden Torres is checked in. And Scoop, it's become a theme, one and done for Bowling Green.
Well, we mentioned in the pregame, I thought the physicality and athleticism of Anthony Wayne was really going to cause some problems. That's why I thought rebounding was an area that they could exploit Bowling Green in, and so far they've done that.
Foul's going to go against Jackson Grazier, his second. Team foul number 4. They're beginning to mount here in the early going for the Bobcats. Good ball reversal. Pump fake. Kadzia drives, stops, and pops and drains the 15-footer.
Good-looking dribble move by Kadzia that time. He's able to get that mid-range jumper to go down. Good elevation on that, Jay.
In midair, dangerous jump pass, but Jackson Grazier got rid of it, but there's a turnover. And fouling to prevent the easy layup, Caden Torres picks up his first, but this should send Anthony Wayne to the bonus.
Well, Josh Arthur has to be thrilled with the way his guys have come out. They've done a nice job mixing defenses. We've seen some zone. We've seen some trap. We've seen even front, odd front. We've seen man-to-man. And right now, another opportunity to get points from the defense. This one's going to be rimmed out by Kadzia. But he's had a nice start right now, trying to tack on an extra point to make it 15-0 here early.
Second is on the way, missed them both, and crashing the glass, going up strong. And Cole Biedenharn, now all 5 Anthony Wayne starters in the scoring column.
Well, you mentioned he plays a lot bigger than the size he's listed.
Yep.
He is listed 6'6", but boy, he's a big man in there. There he gets a steal and a pass to Robeson up atop.
Oh, I was going to say, did we have rim? Yep, and there was no need for it. They're going to wave that off.
A little bit too much showmanship that time, unnecessary. But, wow, what a great play there by Biedenharn that time to get the steal. Alertly had that outlet pass, an easy layup taken away by the goaltending call.
Yeah, if I'm not just Robeson, but I'm also upset if I'm Biedenharn because that takes away my assist.
No question.
Big men need those. As Bowling Green finally on the board here at about the 3:38 mark in the first quarter. Nice feed down low, triple teamed as Biedenharn trying to plead his case to the official, saying he got pushed.
Well, good pressure that time by Bowling Green. That's something they're going to have to really do. They're going to have to really step up the physicality. That time they doubled down right away on Biedenharn. Nearly had the turnover. They get the deflection.
Going down low to Biedenharn and kicks it out. Actually, check that. That's Cole Gast who's just checked in. The 6'3.5" sophomore. He had his hands full on Saturday trying to deal in the post with Jermaine Polk, the big center for the Knights, who's going to be playing college football at the next level. Here comes, what do we got here? 2-2-1 press. Still up by 14 as we approach the 3-minute mark. One dribble, Meek surrenders. Well, they got a post touch. They'll kick it out. Ball is just a little bit short. as Urinovich with the board. Nice feed down low to Gast. Oh, great look, great move without the ball, and that is just team play as Ethan Robeson, first bench points of the evening for the Generals.
Nice job by Robeson there to make that rim run after they got the ball in the middle. Great execution by the Generals.
That's good inside, outside, and the corner three finally falls.
Well, that's
Samuel Wiles.
That time, the 6'1 sophomore.
A Premier Bank three. Cuts the lead to 13 as we've got a foul. Under 2.5 left to go here first quarter.
You know, Brent, that last possession by Bowling Green is something they really need to get into as far as they went inside out. They have to attack the rim. And then when you get that double team, that's going to open up that perimeter shooting. And that time, Wiles was able to just kind of step into it, catch and shoot in rhythm. And now Ethan Robeson hits the heel of the iron on the first of two from the charity stripe.
He had a very small free throw sample size coming into this weekend's tournament. He was 1 of 3. Now make him 1 of 4 on the season. And he hits his second. 19-5. Dominant first almost 6 minutes by Anthony Wayne. Picking up his dribble, stripped from behind. Quick hands by Urinovich. Keeping his handles there as Meek got right in his grill. And now the Generals going to slow it down. And as I say that, Taylor picks up his dribble. Good penetration, stop and pop 15-footer. Almost by Robeson. Still another offensive board. This is going to be a three. Long off the heel of the iron. Another offensive board. Urinovich says, I'm going in. And he'll head to the free throw line.
And right now, Anthony Wayne just totally controlling the boards at both ends. That time, 2 different offensive rebounds.
Foul's going to go against Clay Gherkin. His first, team foul number 6. Urinovich at the stripe. First is on the way. It rattles in and out. Urinovich, if there's a sore spot to his game, the foul line is it. Just a 54% free throw shooter.
Yeah, that's an area that you want to excel in because Anthony Wayne is going to be in position to close out a lot of ball games deep where teams are going to foul. So you want to be one of those guys that's shooting 75% plus from the stripe. So the coach is going to have you in there at crunch time.
20-5, lead is 15. We approach 90 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Beyond the arc, Jackson Grazier was trying to test the waters. They get a good high post touch. That's a fadeaway jumper, and boy, he made that look very easy. Thomas Meek with his second hoop of the night.
Well, he's so athletic. It comes in scoring double digits per game, nearly a double-double. Also averages just over 8 rebounds. Also leads the team in assists and steals. He needs to get plenty of touches tonight.
Down low, pretty jump hook and Gast, making Papa proud. That is the 5th bench point for the Generals, and the young sophomore is in the books. Nice drive, and I thought that ball might have been partially deflected, but that's just brute strength by Brennan Howard to get 2 off the square.
Yeah, nice job by Howard coming off the bench here this afternoon and making a nice little dribble move.
Urinovich on the fake on the pass, and a little too much contact. He drug his pivot foot.
Yeah, good pressure again by Bowling Green. Something they're going to have to do more of. Just the first turnover that I have Anthony Wayne down for. So an excellent first quarter for the Generals, but that time they turn it over. Now Bowling Green with 30 seconds to go trying to chip away at this deficit.
23 seconds and counting. I'm not sure they want to take the air out of the ball here. You just want to run your offense, and just as I say that, an errant pass that's going to be an over and back. And Anthony Wayne with a golden opportunity with just under 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter to tack on to their lead.
Yeah, that's the 4th Bowling Green turnover. The first 3, Anthony Wayne converted into 6 points. So very opportunistic Anthony Wayne off turnovers. We'll see if they can convert here and execute as they'll take the last shot here.
The inbounds comes to Jathan Volts. 10 seconds. Usually they put their offense in motion about this time. 6. Nice baseline cut. They got to get somebody working here, and double teamed on the baseline. Did Bowling Green just bail them out?
Boy, that's a tough foul right there. You're already in the penalty. There was just 1.4 to go. You had him double teamed on the baseline. Not much to do with it. The reaching foul will send Mason Taylor to the stripe.
Well, 12 fouls, 12. It goes against Brennan Howard for BG as the first is up. Splits the nylon. Mason Taylor, again, not a great free throw shooter, but at 57%, showed a pretty good stroke there. Second is on the way. Yeah, with a stroke like that, he won't be at 57% for too long.
Those were nice-looking strokes. He went 2 for 2, and that's going to put a cap on a great first quarter for the Generals.
24-9. We will take a Mark Moats Ford timeout. Mark Moats Ford serving the Defiance community since 1916, located on County Road 424 in Defiance and online at markmoatsford.com. We'll come back for the second quarter right after this. You're watching the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic on DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Whoa, there he is, the former Rocket standout, Jay Gast. Son Cole, a standout sophomore on this team. You'd never know that his kid's team was up 24-9. He is so intense, tremendous guy. And his lovely wife sitting just to his right. She's saying, look at him, she's saying, just relax, stretch out. We got the whole row to ourselves.
Jay always has his game face on. He's a member of the UT Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And, he led the Rockets not only in points there for a couple years, but also assists and steals. And here's a steal.
Wow.
Speaking, and a run out for Meeks. Great job by Thomas Meek that time.
Are those the first points off of turnovers tonight for BG?
For BG. And meanwhile, Anthony Wayne with 8 points off of 4 first-quarter Bowling Green turnovers.
So 24-11, not quite a minute into the second quarter. Anthony Wayne being a bit more patient, it looks like, offensively here, which is what we thought we'd see, although they've really done a good job of dictating the tempo. It's been what they want it to be. If they want it medium, it's been medium. If they want it fast, it's been fast. If they want it half court, it's been half court. Very few times can you say we're basically conducting the game as we want it.
Exactly. And how about Bowling Green here? 2 consecutive turnovers they force after only forcing 1 turnover.
Oh, tremendous anticipation there by Kudzia. He's going to go coast to coast, and he'll be able to go to the free throw line.
Great job by Zane Kudzia one more time. Boy, he read that like a book. Great anticipation. Just kind of baited that, made it look open enough. He got a great jump on the basketball, jumped the route there, and now he'll get 2 from the stripe. And Anthony Wayne has really done a great job of putting pressure on that Bowling Green defense. They got to that penalty early in that first quarter. They capitalized numerous times at the line. This time he splits a pair.
Well, right now he's 4 for 7. And the lead is 14. And again, 5 white jerseys getting back. Nice skip pass, but it was a little high. Wiles couldn't quite catch and shoot.
Bowling Green doing a great job of getting those high hands and closeouts on those shooters. Take away open threes, another steal and a run out.
Open court for Robeson, kind of double clutches in midair and uses the glass to his advantage.
2 more points from that general defense. Great job converting that live ball turnover into a deuce at the other end. The largest lead of the night here for the Generals.
Skip pass and more anticipation. Here comes Robeson again, and that's just cutting your meat at dinner for you. He is feasting.
12 points now off of turnovers for Anthony Wayne. Their defense has just been smothering here tonight.
And there's another one overplaying, and I would say this right now, and Scoop, I get it. When you're down by 18 and you just had your hats handed to you about 48 hours ago on the same floor, it's easy to maybe downshift and not realize it. But you can't take anything off your passes. They can't be lazy. You've got to move towards the ball here. Just like that, kind of a nonchalant bounce pass, and that's what Anthony Wayne's feasting on.
Well, not only do you have to meet passes, but you have to attack. You have to play downhill. Right now they're just going side to side, and Anthony Wayne really stepped into those passing lanes.
Meek getting a little aggressive as a catch and shoot three is short by Grazer. Quick outlet, nobody's back again. Ooh! A little bit of a love tap, no whistle. We will play on. Open for three on the near wing, and that's what he wanted anyway. Zane Kadzia with a Premier Bank three and another timeout. This looks like a full one being called by Bowling Green. We'll take one with them. 5:02 left to go in the first half. All Anthony Wayne, 32-11. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
There you get a good look at the Generals bench. At the far end there, head coach Josh Arthur, who we believe will be joining us post-game. His team right now in command, 32-11. We're not even halfway through the second quarter yet. And again, Cardinals sin. Torres picked up his dribble. Somebody's got to come help him. And again, Anthony Wayne just smothering in their on-ball defense. Quick three at the other end, one and done. Crashing Torres. Can't find the range. On the drive, ill-advised jump pass. Quick outlet. And another breakaway layup. Blake Robeson knows what to do when the ball is in his teammates' hands.
As we mentioned earlier, they're releasing right away. Another steal run out, and Robeson misses the bunny this time.
He got a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Al McGuire used to say French pastry there. Tried the little George Gervin-esque finger roll, and it didn't work for him. And we're going to have a foul in the high blocks against the Generals.
Yeah, that's probably not the layup he's taken in a one-point game.
No.
In the fourth quarter, but when you're up 34-11, things going your way, you've had a lot of run-outs. At time, maybe, as you mentioned, a little too much French pastry. And it comes back to bite him.
And he's coming out. Coach Arthur high-fives his point guard, but he's also probably making a statement here, and that's play the way, like you said, if it were a one-point game. Score remains 34-11. Boy, very quick hands right now by Gast. And then you see him retreat and play great defense. This is going to be a heat check, doesn't catch any iron. Offensive board, and Kadzia is going to slow it down. Right now up 23 points. Loose pass in the high blocks. Gast couldn't quite handle that one. Rare fast break opportunity, but it disappears quickly as four white jerseys back in transition. Fade away three. hard to believe that's one of the best looks Meek has gotten so far tonight.
Tremendous transition defense that time by Anthony Wayne.
Good ball reversal, 3 from the left wing. Volts can't find it. Staying on it. Up top, big man pops out for a 3. Biedenharn, no. Gast with the garbage put back.
Great job by Gast there, fighting for position. Then once he got the rebound, he kept it upstairs, had that quick release. Great finish off the window.
36-11. 27 points. We've got a foul out beyond the arc. And I believe this one's going to go against Kadzia. Just his first. As a matter of fact, that's just the second team foul for Anthony Wayne here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and they only had a couple in the first quarter. So, again, that tells me all you need to know as far as Bowling Green. They have to do a little better job attacking it. But, again, it's tough attacking that 2-3 that's been so active. And they're not just standing in the zone. They're being awfully aggressive, doing a great job anticipating.
Far corner, long 3, halfway down, it spits out. The look of disappointment on Brennan Howard's face says it all. Couldn't go much farther down and still not fall. Nice drive, nice dish, nice finish. Volts to Biedenharn.
Great find that time by Volts there. Got the dribble penetration to the paint. Nice diagonal, no-look pass. Another point from ground zero there for the Generals, who now have hit their high water mark, up 27 here as we hit the 2-minute mark of the opening half.
Just look how far out BG's offense is being pushed beyond the three-point arc. They are not getting anything in the blocks. They're not even getting dribble penetration. They'll take that open 3, but it's an air ball. Offensive board, swatted away. Durkin thought he had it, swatted away again. Gast playing like a man down low.
Great job by the Generals. They're contesting every shot. You know, they're forcing Bowling Green to shoot a little bit quicker than they're comfortable with. And as you mentioned, Brent, they're running their offense 6-7 feet beyond the three-point line, which does not allow you entry passes either.
A rare flash to the high blocks, and that shot altered by Biedenharn. And here come the Generals. Outside the arc, Robeson thought about it. They'll get it back to him in the corner. Oh, nice pump fake, nice drive. Turns and dishes. Man, the ball movement tonight has been excellent. Taylor can't find the range, but another offensive board. Do they want the 3? Instead, they're going to flash Biedenharn high blocks, and that's just a tough power move in the paint.
Great job that time by Biedenharn. Good rim run, good find there. Very unselfish Anthony Wayne team here tonight. They're moving the basketball tremendously.
29-point lead with a $1.07 left to go. We have a foul at the other end of the court.
And remember, you know, Bowling Green came out, scored the first basket here on their first possession in the second quarter. And since that time, it's been a 16-0 Anthony Wayne run, really spearheaded by their defense, who's been their best offense here tonight.
Foul goes against Ethan Robeson, his first. Coming up on a minute left to go in the quarter. Jackson Grazier reverses the basketball. Dribble penetration, rare aggressive drive, and are they going to count the basket? Yes, they are, and a foul. Meek now with 8 points, looking for 9, and trying to confirm who this is against for the Generals. It will go against Biedenharn.
A tremendous job by Meek that time. He recognized he had a 1-on-1. He took advantage. He was able to use his strength. He misses a free throw, but he's a guy they have to get big numbers out of.
Oh, nobody gets back. High pass. Good hustle by Volts. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bench points for the Generals so far in the first half.
And how about that find by Blake Robeson there, dropping a dime there in the baseball pass, another steal and a run out.
Biedenharn, nice release. That's almost like football, and they're good at that at Anthony Wayne.
A little bit different layup that time for
yes.
Blake Robeson. You saw him go up with authority there. Nice job of using the fundamentals that time.
Biedenharn with another board. Outlet up the near side with 12 to shoot. Back and forth. Robeson surrenders the ball. They got to get something moving. 5 seconds. Oh, lob pass, and I believe Biedenharn's going to be guilty of pushing off, and that'll be his third.
Yeah, that's a good call, I thought, that time. Veteran official Steve Trout there that time. Beanharden had position, but when he extended that elbow there to clear a little space, made that an easy call. Boy, that would have really put an exclamation point on an amazing first half, but yet I'm sure Coach Josh Arthur not going to have too many complaints here at 31 here at the break.
3 seconds left, and they won't even try and dribble. That's a three-quarters court heave that comes up empty by Thomas Meek, and with 0.6 of a second left, the Generals technically could catch and shoot here, but my guess is they'll be more than happy to go into the locker room with a 44-13 lead. And that's exactly what they'll do. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, a 2-minute break. Get your stats and analysis. We'll have it for you on the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union Halftime Show. You're watching the Consolation Championship of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic on DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Back at the Dog Pound, we are at the intermission of the Consolation Championship. You see both teams who will be playing for the title in about, probably, what are we looking at here? Probably about another hour or so. Defiance and St. Francis, both teams undefeated. Somebody won't be by the end of the night. But right now we're at the intermission of the Consolation Championship, and it's time for your Midwest Community Federal Credit Union Halftime Show, celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or check them out online at midwestcommunity.org. Let's run through your unofficial scoring totals, although we believe these are accurate. Leading all players, 2 Anthony Wayne scorers. Their backcourt, both in double digits. Point guard Zane Kadzia and off guard Blake Robeson, each with 11. Then after that, just a lot of balance. Starting center Cole Biedenharn with 6. 4 points for Mason Taylor. 3 points for Jackson Urinovich. And how about this scoop? 9 points off the bench, 4 for Cole Gast, 3 for Ethan Robeson, and a basket for Jathan Volts. That's not only great balance, but that is significant balance. It's not like you've got 4 or 5 guys all with 2 or 3 points. You've got 2 guys already in double figures.
Well, as you mentioned, just all the way around, they got 8 different players that dotted the scoring column, all 5 starters, 9 bench points. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. Complete team effort by the Generals in the first 16 minutes.
On the flip side, only 3 players in the scoring column for head coach Mason Roth. and the Bobcats of Bowling Green. They have been led by Thomas Meek, 4 points in the first quarter, 4 points in the second quarter. He's got 8, a 3 for Samuel Wiles, and a deuce for off guard Brennan Howard, and that is it. And we talked about it offensively. They have just been pushed farther and farther out beyond the three-point arc seemingly every trip down the court.
Yeah, they're not able to catch and shoot rhythm. They're not step into shots, and they're getting absolutely 0 second chance points opportunities. Anthony Wayne's done a great job in their half-court defense, but they've also done a great job of finishing those possessions by hitting the glass. Then once they get those rebounds, they've been off the races. You know, look, you see a Bowling Green team that shoots a lot of threes. Long shots mean long rebounds. We've seen Anthony Wayne release one of their guards on every Bowling Green shot attempt. They've done a nice job of getting those outlet passes where they need to be, result a lot of runouts and easy scoring opportunities for the Generals.
What do you have for turnovers and more specifically points off of turnovers for both teams?
Well, in that opening half, Bowling Green turned it over 10 times, and it led to 16 Anthony Wayne points. Nearly 18, but they had the one missed layup.
Yep.
But again, just a lot of live ball turnovers. You're better off throwing it in the third row of the crowd than throwing it to the opposition, as Anthony Wayne has wasted no time turning those turnovers into the points. On the flip side, the Generals have been fantastic, take care of the basketball. Just 4 turnovers and just 2 points for Bowling Green off those 4 Anthony Wayne turnovers.
It's all led to a significant General lead at the intermission, 44-13. We're going to take another quick timeout. Back with more of your Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Back at the Dog Pound, we're at the intermission. Consolation Championship of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic sees Anthony Wayne in command over Bowling Green, 44-13. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. We're about to put a blue and white bow on it, but their work never ends. Celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or check them out online at midwestcommunity.org. All right, let's start with Bowling Green and head coach Mason Ross right now. There's no such thing as a 31-point basket. So what's your message to your team? What do you want to see to open up the second half?
Well, your message is really twofold. First, you're playing hard. You're playing hard for 32 minutes regardless. You should not be able to tell what the score is by looking at your effort on the floor. So you got to leave it out there. And the other thing is they have to play a little bit smarter. You know, they'll have to do a better job. This is an aggressive Anthony Wayne defense. You have to ball fake them. You have to make them shift. They're going to honor that fake. Make them shift out of position. That should open up some reversals, some ways to attack the rim. But right now, Anthony Wayne has been more than lethal with that defense. They've forced so many turnovers. They converted those. They've also forced some tough three-point looks. Bowling Green has to get some shots inside. Their shot chart right now is not very pretty.
Here's a question, and I don't know that there's really anything other than keep doing what you did for the first 16 minutes, but if you're Coach Josh Arthur, what'd you tell your team in the locker room?
Well, more or less the same thing. You know, this is tough, you know, for coach and player. You're up 31 points. A lot of times it's easy to take your foot off the accelerator. If you want to get better, you've got to play the game the right way. You've got to get those 50-50 balls. You've got to check out. You've got to ball fake. You've got to play smart because you want to get better. So right now I think the message is from Coach Arthur, guys, it's 0-0 right now. Let's go out there and establish ourselves early in this third quarter and win the second half.
Buzzer sounds, third 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. The second half about to begin. Generals will inbound, and it looks like the same starting five that began the game. Kadzia, Robeson, Juranovic, Taylor, and Biebenharm. For Bowling Green, Gherkin's on the floor, joined by Jackson Grazier, Meek, Lawrence, and Wiles. Low blocks, Juranovic, nothing doing. Gets his own board, pump fake, and wisely dribbles it out. Sometimes discretion's the better part of valor, and just as I say that, Robeson drains a long three and another offensive putback.
A nice job by Cole Bietenhardt once again. Was able to come down with that offensive rebound, converted into 2 points. Great start here for Anthony Wayne once again.
We are also closing in on a running clock as there's an ill-advised pass. The outlet, that was a bit nonchalant, and are they going to call? Ooh, that happened right in front of us, and that ball was coming out. Kadzia, or check that, Robeson, I don't want to say was he nonchalant there, but I think he felt that that ball was going to be challenged, so he went a little higher off the glass. Either way, basket interference, and they'll head the other way.
That's the second time we've seen that basket interference call here tonight. Very unusual to see at the high school level.
Forced pass into the high blocks. They were trying. Turnover. That's a little too aggressive. Oh, what hustle. Incredible play by Biedenhardt. You had 3 orange jerseys there, all thinking that they were going to get the diving save attempt by Robeson, and Biedenhardt just out-hustles everybody.
Well, how about that assist from Blake Robeson? He used every bit of the court. His foot was about a half inch from the line when he left it, behind the back save, and what a rim run that time by Biedenhardt. He gets rewarded for his hustle.
Well, we are at 35 points, and there's another Bowling Green turnover. So the clock will be continual now until or unless the Bobcats are able to get the deficit down to under 30.
Yeah, and the way things have gone, that's tough math because Anthony Wayne continues to play hard. They've been rebounding. Their offense has been really solid. Their defense has been outstanding.
Now if you're the Generals, again, run your offense. High blocks, kicking it back out, and that is going to be a long three for Kadzia. Give him 14.
Great offense. They got the ball in the middle. Once you do, they get that Premier Bank 3 with a nice kick-out pass.
Another turnover, another release. Kadzia gets a love tap in the back. It was unintentional, and that's going to be on the floor. Not a shooting foul. Charge this one to Wiles.
And that's 4 Bowling Green turnovers here in the first 2:20 of this third quarter. Remember, that's 2:20 with the running clock, so Bowling Green really struck at the offensive end. You can see they're really missing J.C. as Shannon here tonight, a guy that comes in averaging just north of 16 points a game for Bowling Green, a guy that can hit the 3, a guy that brings that physicality. He was a first-team All-NLL running back for the Bobcats this fall. Boy, they need his strength out there. Hope that young man can get back in uniform.
It's been a nagging ankle injury basically for months. And a quick 3 and countered. Oh, and he motions to his own bench as Jackson Grazier's finally in the books with the Premier Bank 3.
Yeah, that time the freshman, he's got a lot of confidence for a freshman, a deep 3 ball.
That was a heat check. Ball is loose, tapped out. We have a little too much contact, and I believe Urinovich is going to be the guilty party.
Well, credit Thomas Meek that time. He not only had good position for Bowling Green, he did a good job of checking out. And once that defender comes over you, makes it such an easy call. Great check out that time by the Bobcats.
Nice dribble penetration by Jackson Grazier, and he's all of a sudden become a bit more aggressive as he's got the only 5 points of the second half for the Bobcats.
That quick 5-0 run by Grazier there. And here's an
left to right step in. Boy, he did everything but finish. As the lead remains 31, the clock still ticks as we've got substitutions as Gast and Volts will check in for Anthony Wayne. All right, I got a question for you here because we had a running clock on Saturday in BG's game. Chris Dales asked me if I liked 2 rule changes. First, the free throw changes in the rules there. But secondly, he had a question as to the logic or the reasoning behind a 35-point plus lead for a running clock, but having to get it to under 30 to get the clock to stop. As we've got a Premier Bank 3 launched by Volts, do you have any insight as to why the numbers are different?
You know, I don't. They vary from state to state. You know,
Gast with the stop.
Michigan has the 40-30 rule. You got to be up 40, then it continues to run until it gets below 30.
His question, though, wasn't why it changes from state to state, but why the 2 numbers are different. Why wouldn't you just have over 30, under 30 to get the clock to stop or start?
Well, the rationale behind that, and I was part of the rules committee, so I know a little bit on the inside, but was so it wouldn't have to start and stop every time there was a basket. You had a couple not lead change, but it goes to 31 down to 29. And then that puts a little bit more
pressure on your scorekeeper.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit tougher. So they wanted to have a little buffer zone, and I'm okay with the 5 points on that.
Another long 3. They're falling from everywhere as Volts drains another Premier Bank 3.
Wow, that was from downtown Defiance. He was almost on the sideline when he took off on that shot. That was an absolute bomb. And it's raining 3s here at the Dog Pound.
Jackson Grazier, aggressive. He thought he was fouled on the play. Another quick outlet. Here comes Volts, leans in, gets the friendly roll.
Great job that time by the Generals as Volts was able to get out in transition. Another great outlet pass, tremendous finish by the junior Volts.
That's a great baseline cut. The pass was just a little off. Jackson Grazier, a left to right step in for 3. And a rare offensive board for the Bobcats, and they almost throw it away. Boy, look at the smothering on-ball defense by the Generals. And that's just enough daylight for Jackson Grazier to drain his second from inside the arc. He's having himself a good third quarter. He's got 7 points.
Yeah, the freshman's got all 7 of those points here in this third quarter. He's done a nice job attacking the rim.
Urinovich wanting to get in on the 3-ball action. Rims out. Urinovich hustling back. Tremendous baseball player. That's going to be his sport at the next level. On the drive, double clutching. Unable to get 2 off the square, and Urinovich cleans up underneath. Approaching 60 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Is he feeling it? We'll see. Volts, boy, was on line. It was just a little short, and it will be Bobcat basketball. Just becomes infectious, doesn't it?
It does. Right now, I don't think Bowling Green wants to get in a game of horse here with Anthony Wayne.
No.
Just two proven shooters out there, and again, their ball movements created so much space and so much time for those shooters to step into those shots.
Up by 39, trying to change that. Woefully short, Lawrence. Quick outlet. Generals want to run. 1 on 3. Spin move. Volts on the weak side, and he will head to the free throw line.
That's a great hustle play by Jathan Volts that time. As looked like Ethan Robeson that time. Tried to make a strong power move. A lot of contact. Good job hustling on that backside by Volts. And he'll get rewarded by shooting 2 here from the stripe, and with the running clock, these will be the final opportunities here. The running clock They do stop it here with
so
just
the horn
3
doesn't go
seconds.
off. The foul is against Paisley. It's
This
his
will
first.
be it. And wow, right now Anthony Wayne has Bowling Green tripled up at 60-20.
That went in and out, and the buzzer about to sound. Wave it off. If it goes, it would not count. 60-20. All Generals. We will continue to have a running clock as the final 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout. County Road 424 in Defiance and online at markmoatsford.com. We'll have the last of the Consolation Championship for you right after this on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Final 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. We welcome you back to the Dog Pound. It is the Consolation Championship of the 2025 Grube Holiday Classic. So Anthony Wayne turned it over, and then they get a steal right back. Generals, 60. Bobcats, 20. We will have a running clock. Ooh, that was a dangerous pass. Volts, can he score from 15? Ball being tapped around. Gassed with the board. And dropped the ball down low. That's a no-no for any big man. I don't care how big you are. And he got stripped around the waist.
Yeah, it's one of those things you try to work on in practice. For that time, made the Cardinal sin, brought it down. Alert Bowling Green defense takes it away.
Long three, top of the key, goes big enough the right side for Lawrence. And a rare offensive board for the Bobcats.
Yeah, nice hustle play by Samuel Wiles that time to extend his possession for the Bobcats.
Jackson Grazier fades away. He's been the only scorer for the Bobcats in the second half. He got 7 points in the third quarter. Generals, again, this is where it's easy to do one of two things, Scoop. Downshift, kind of lose your focus, or, boy, that's a great pass. It was feast or famine, and a great move by Drew Madalinsky as he's in the books. I was about to say get sloppy. Maybe start playing street ball, for lack of a better term, and that's not what Josh Arthur wants. He wants whoever's on the floor right now to continue to play ball like it was a tight game.
Yeah, and trust me, this is not easy to do. We mentioned at halftime, that's the biggest challenge, I think, for both the coaches and players. You have to stay locked in and focused and just worry about one possession at a time. You can't get caught looking at the scoreboard.
Well, Landon Chitwood, otherwise known as Jimmy, on the roster in the ball game and puts up an airmail from about 15 feet out. So I believe all 5 players are substitutes now. As Wiles drains his second basket of the night, also from beyond the arc, a Premier Bank three-pointer.
That great stroke that time by Wiles.
Oh, my goodness. Oh. Chitwood from 26 feet out.
I think he earned that name, Jimmy Chitwood, right there. That was an absolute bomb from Hickory.
Well, we are close to the Indiana border, and Premier Bank is getting the most out of their sponsorship here tonight. 65-23. On the drive baseline, Lawrence has been clamped down on, and here comes the defense again. 2-on-2, make it 3-on-2. Finishing the fun in midair. That pass was a little late, but crashing the glass. Gass gets the garbage put back.
Well, great hustle by Gast and company, and Josh Arthur's got to be pleased with the fact his guys are still running the floor. They're still playing at a high-intensity level.
44-point lead, under 5 minutes left to go in the game. Pump fake. Step over 3. And Lawrence can't find the rhythm. Been a frustrating night for him. Quick shot at the other end. Volts! All net!
String music for Jathan Volt, who's had a night here. Boy, he's run the floor so well, but shooting with so much confidence. And now a 47-point advantage for the Generals.
Wow, this is a long three. Goes skimming off the front of the iron, and Volts seems to be everywhere right now. Crossed half court. Corner three. Skims off the iron, gassed with good position. Chitwood, does he have another in him? Yes, he does!
Jimmy Chitwood once again with that quick release. String music. 3-ball corner pocket.
Courtesy of Premier Bank, yourpremierbank.com. Top of the key three, that's airmailed. Now this is interesting because Kirk's Crazies, the student body for Defiance, were set up in their normal spot in the first half, but since they're moving at the other end, they went down. I'm not sure if this is specific or if they just maybe wanted to stretch their legs a little bit. They're having fun exploring the space in the gym. 73-23, a 50-point lead. Boy, for a second, I thought we were going to have another 3-ball on the way, and I'm not sure who 25 is. I think it's Max Valentine, a JV player for Anthony Wayne. Josh Arthur is going to his bench and then some. If you got any eligibility left, go down there. I'm sure he'll put you in. Oh, great inbounds, and Bowling Green just gets caught. I don't want to say napping, but unawares, and Madalinsky with his second basket of the night.
At that time, Madalinsky kind of stuck behind the defense, one unnoticed breakdown by the Bobcats.
Foul's going to go against Ethan Robeson. Will be his second. Clock continues to run with a 35-point and then some lead for the Generals. And rest assured, our championship match is going to get started well before 7 o'clock. As on the inbounds, bodies flying everywhere. Gherkin went up. We've got a whistle. And who's it against?
I think that's going to go. It's Noah Morrow, the 5'11 sophomore for the Generals. That was a good matchup that time. Both guys being physical with each other, both fighting for position down there. And the call goes Clayson Gherkin's way. The freshman was able to hit on the first of 2 free throws.
His first point of the night. Stick around for the championship matchup. Battle of Unbeatens, Defiance and St. Francis for the title. High bounce off the heel of the iron, falls through the cylinder. It's coming up in about 17 minutes. Outside the arc, again, I don't have a varsity number. I have a JV number for 25. It's listed as Max Valentine. Chitwood, is he feeling it? That ball almost was a wedgie. Long pass, a little bit of contact. Pinball, finally secured by Madalinsky. And the Generals still want to run. It's 3-on-3, and it doesn't seem to matter as Robeson can't get the friendly roll.
A nice rebound by Levi Kellogg that time, the sophomore.
Oh, the lefty going up with a 3. Mason Gilsdorf, nothing doing. Well, I'll be curious to see if Coach Arthur wants his team to take a little air out of the ball here, if they continue to run the offense, and it looks like they're going to do just that.
I look for this to be their last possession.
What makes you guess that? Well, Valentine's going to take a 3, and the bench all smiles.
Another Premier Bank three-pointer as Anthony Wayne completely unloading their arsenal here tonight, their largest lead of the night.
Oops. Loose dribble by Gherkin. He saves it from going over the half-court mark. With 10 seconds left, Thompson gives it up. Gherkin drives. Trying to elbow a little bit of room, but leaves it short, and that will do it. Buzzer sounds, all Generals from the opening tip to the final buzzer as they pick up their 4th win of the season against just 2 losses by a final of 78 28-25. The Bobcats really need Josiah Shannon back and are going to most likely look forward to practice instead of some games over the Christmas break. 78-25. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to do a quick wrap, and then we're going to get set for our pregame for game number 2. Don't you go anywhere. The championship match when we return on DCTV Sports. Back with the South 66 Lanes postgame show of the Consolation Championship. It goes to Anthony Wayne. 78-25 winners over Bowling Green. They are now 4-2 overall. Bobcats fall to 2-6 as both clubs head into a little bit of time off for the Christmas break. We are going to put a wrap on a very shortened South 66 Lanes postgame. When we come back, we'll reset. It'll be the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show, this time for the championship as a couple of unbeatens. Defiance at 6-0. St. Francis at 6-0. Don't go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports.